You know, at one time, this was the best part of the day. The late turn, everybody gone home. That magical lull when you could just put your feet up on the desk for a couple of hours and forget everything. Of course, that was before you came to this nick and started playing that thing. I should have taken a leaf out of Ted Roach's book and disappeared for a couple of hours. Where is he, anyway? Well?
You don't feel guilty, do you?
Oh, I shouldn't have come. I don't even know you. I must catch the 7:15.
So there's plenty of time.
My husband will wonder what's happened if I miss it. He always picks me up at the station.
I can't make you out, Sharon. When we met at lunchtime, you gave me the impression you really wanted to see me this evening.
But what if someone from the office sees me?
Why didn't you think about that before?
Look, I'm sorry. I've got to go. I'm sorry.
Can I use the phone? My damn card.
You know that guy? Gin and tonic.
Thought you were going.
Changed my mind.
Darling, I've broken down. Near Liverpool Street Station. Can you ring the garage? Yeah. Arrange for them to pick it up. No, I'll go to the meeting by minicab.
125.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll see you later. Bye. You got the number of a minicab firm?
One moment, sir.
Hello, Gov. Remember me?
You have me at a disadvantage.
Roach. Ted Roach. Harry Hopwood, isn't it? Ex-detective chief superintendent of the murder squad?
Commander.
Ex-commander, yes, of course. I don't expect you to remember me. I was a young DC attached to one of your squads. The Simpson case? The farm laborer who killed his wife. Blew her head off with a shotgun. There was claret everywhere, up the wallpaper, all over the ceiling. You must remember. The yard was called in to assist. Surrey, one of those villages just outside the Met.
Was it?
75, or was it 77?
Thank you.
You must remember, Gov. Threw me off the squad. Sent me back to division, the bastard.
Friend of yours, eh?
No, not exactly.
What is he, ex-army? You're old captain or something?
Yeah, something like that.
The name's Hop.
Right. Back to the dreaded paperwork.
These last three in the book are on 2 beat. Why weren't they done earlier?
Burnside's taking care of them himself in the morning. You can leave the Octon Road one to me.
Thanks, mate.
That's an 8:30 call.
I'll do the indecent assault. I'll be about an hour, okay?
Okay.
20 minutes? Yes, well, I'll have to wait, won't I?
All kinds of here at night, you know. Passing trades, you see. Nobody lives round here, all blooming office blocks. Because I'm packed at lunchtime.
Would you care for a drink, sir?
Yes, well, I'll have to hang around for a while, I suppose. It does annoy me. Let me get them.
No. I wouldn't dream of it.
Brandy.
Name again, sir?
No, I love scotch.
Damn company car.
Company car, eh? You must be doing well.
Chief Security Officer. Lee Oil Company, actually.
Lee Oil. That's some job.
180, please.
You do remember me, don't you, sir?
I've been out of the force for some time. Roach? You did say your name was Roach, didn't you?
Ted Roach.
No control over the servicing of these cars anymore. You have to keep chasing people up all the time.
Going to a meeting, are you?
And that's the third time it's been in the workshop.
Roll up the trouser leg job, is it? Step off with the left foot. Is that how you got your promotion?
Don't tell me you're another one of these disgruntled officers who subscribe to that theory.
Oh, come off it, Gov. Stairway to promotion in the force is either being on the square or being a fully paid-up member of the Catholic Guild. It pays your money and it takes your choice.
Then where did you go wrong?
It's a question I continually ask myself.
I think I'd better hail myself a taxi.
You won't get a taxi around here at this time of night unless you go down to Liverpool Street Station. I still remember the Simpson case, you know.
When you've been in charge of as many murder inquiries as I have, one's memories tend to fade.
An unprecedented record of clear-ups.
I was fortunate.
Your name's a legend, sir. The lads still talk about your successes back at the Nick. Hopwood of the Yard.
To have one's name in the Hall of Fame at the Yard does give one a sense of pride, of achievement.
I'm surprised you didn't write a book. They all seem to do it these days.
Really?
Very special to me, the Simpson case. It was the first time I'd ever been posted to any kind of a major investigation. Like a lot of other young detectives drawn from divisions to assist the Yard, I was keen to play my part. Even if it was only house-to-house inquiries at that stage.
House to house is an important part of any major investigation, no matter how boring or mundane it may appear to you at the time. You take my word for it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Armed with a clipboard, knocking on doors, announcing oneself as detective attached to the murder squad, people's eyes lit up. All part of the glamour of the job, I suppose.
Murder squads were murder squads in those days. We had the confidence of the public.
Not like the Simpson case. You soon wrapped that one up, didn't you?
Domestic murders are to a penny. Husband, wife, lover. The eternal triangle. Nothing to get excited about. Not like a good gangland killing that gives you the chance to wreak havoc amongst the criminal fraternity.
Yes, but Peter Simpson. I felt sorry for him. He certainly didn't deserve 20 years.
A killer is a killer, whether it be a crime of passion or the St. Valentine's Day massacre. I make no distinction. A life is a life.
An eye for an eye, eh?
Oh, most certainly.
You're a hard man, Goodwin.
You. No, sorry, he's not here. Okay.
He was such a timid little man.
Who was?
Simpson.
In my experience, people like Simpson are the most vicious, and that case proves my point.
I would have thought if Simpson...
If? What do you mean, if?
Well, if Simpson had shot his wife...
Simpson did shoot his wife.
And to me, he would have been the sort of man to have turned the gun on himself.
Rubbish. Simpson was a coward.
Well, of course, I didn't have the opportunity of questioning him at length the way you did. How long did you keep him banged up?
Why are you asking these questions?
24 hours without a break?
Look, if you've got something to say, say it.
You wouldn't get away with that these days. Lord Scarman would be breathing down your neck.
Simpson was an habitual liar.
Of course, you were the man on the spot. I was just one of the many with my nose pressed against the window. Who knows what went on in that interview room?
What are you suggesting?
Do you still play with toy soldiers? Famous battles won and lost. Funny how these things come back to you, isn't it?
Wargaming is a serious hobby of mine. Strategy has always played an important part in my working life.
Do you always have to win?
Yes.
The lads used to call you Napoleon. Do you know that?
Look, Roach, I may be an ex-commander, but I still think a little respect is in order, don't you?
Funny how history has a way of repeating itself. Those are more or less the same words you fired at me all those years ago.
I don't know what you're talking
In
about.
fact, they were the first words you ever spoke to me.
You lost me about 2 sentences ago. Can you come to the point?
The Simpson case. I came to you with information.
Many people came to me with information.
No, not strictly true. You always spoke to the squad as a group. You never entertained individuals. To get to you, one had to be granted an audience.
It was the way I preferred to work. I insisted that all information came to me via the detective inspectors. You tried to break the chain of command.
So you do remember me.
Oh, yes. I remember you, Roach.
Then you must also remember that I came to you with evidence. which I thought would prove Simpson's innocence. It was late at night. I sat in your office and waited and waited.
And helped yourself to my scotch, if my memory serves me right.
It was a long wait, sir.
Feet up on my desk.
You had charged Simpson with killing his wife and had been to the pub, notching up yet another success with your second in command.
Insubordination.
You gave me such a bollocking. You had me standing to attention like a raw recruit.
I will not tolerate insubordination.
But worst of all, the thing that hurt me more than anything else was that you wouldn't listen to me.
Discipline is the
when I
backbone
had
of
vital
any force,
information
and respectful
to prove
rank
Simpson
paramount.
was innocent.
Otherwise, the whole fabric of the police would totally collapse.
Anybody ordered a minicab?
I'll be right with you. It's been nice meeting you. If I can give you a piece of advice, don't rub senior officers up the wrong way, Roach. Not because they don't like it, but because they never forget. You're a good detective, Roach, but a fool to yourself.
Simpson didn't kill his wife. You convicted the wrong man.
You can't say things like that. That's a lie.
Are you coming or not, man?
I'll sue you for that remark.
Then you'd better go ahead.
Now listen, you two. Don't want any aggravation. You can behave yourselves or leave.
For the last time. You coming or not, guy?
Wait for me outside.
And you can get stuff, mate. I've got other fears to collect.
Hello, Royal Oak. Yeah, it's Mike Dashwood. Look, is Ted Roach there? He's not. If he shows his face, can you tell him to ring the factory urgently? Yeah. Okay, bye. You are in deep trouble, Ted. Unless I can find you double quick.
I didn't make a wrong decision.
Are you two at it again?
Well, I've got a car on the corner.
You are deliberately trying to provoke me.
Drop you off.
I wish you would.
The man was guilty.
Shall I tell you something? I've put away a lot of people in my time. Could you give us a moment? This is private conversation, okay? Now, as I said, I've put away a lot of people in my time. Now, some of them have been innocent, but I've never lost any sleep over them. Simply because they were out-and-out villains who were well at it.
You didn't know the true facts about Simpson.
Maybe, but this is one case that haunts me, and I didn't realize how much until tonight. Not because I put away Simpson. You did that. But because when the evidence came out at this trial, I felt that I'd help put the noose around his neck.
The evidence was overwhelming.
Peter Simpson refused to go into the witness box and give evidence. Like everybody else, you sneered.
A sign that he had something to hide. Well, wasn't it?
Oh, how can you say that? You know the rules of evidence as well as I do.
The facts were straightforward.
Oh, go on. You're going to tell me now it was a familiar pattern.
Aren't all murders?
This one wasn't.
All right, then. Let's go through the facts, shall we? Simpson, Peter Simpson, was a farm labourer, right? Right?
Well, I'll drop you off at your
No, I want to discuss it.
We can talk about it in the car.
No, I want to discuss it now. I want to prove to you we've got nothing to hide.
I've got nothing to hide.
Then let's discuss it.
All right, let's discuss it. Same again?
Yes.
Same again.
No, I've tried there. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Where's Ted?
Why?
He's due at Crown Court in the morning on the Davidson case, and there's witnesses to be warned.
Witnesses to be warned at this time of night?
I've checked the CSG office, and the case papers aren't there. If I knew who the witnesses were, I could warn them myself.
He got an early warning from the CPS a couple of weeks ago. He's probably drawn the papers out to make sure the witnesses are still available. Have you tried his desk?
Yes. Do you know there's something like 40 witnesses on this case? Where the hell is he?
He's out with a girl he met at lunchtime.
Oh, God. He could be anywhere.
You all right?
Yes.
What took you so long?
I don't know. Look, Simpson was married to a girl young enough to be his daughter. That's the first important point we should remember.
She was only 22, you know that? Just 22 when she died.
A beautiful young woman By any standard.
Not with her head blown off, stretched out in a morgue, she wasn't.
She was certainly attractive to other men.
In particular, Kevin Randall.
An affair was inevitable. Simpson never took her anywhere. He kept her at home like a pet spaniel. Randall could have been any one of us.
Randall wasn't any one of us. Randall was a second-hand car salesman with an insatiable appetite for other men's wives. She'd phoned Randall about a Mini that he'd advertised in a local paper. He called round to the house with the car after Simpson had gone to work. By that afternoon, he had her in bed and her signature on the dotted line.
And that makes him a killer?
Simpson found out about his wife's affair with Randall. That's what your case is based upon, yeah? Premeditation.
The affair had been going on for 6 months. Simpson must have suspected something.
I thought husbands were always the last to know.
Don't you believe it?
If you'd have left this bottle alone, he'd have never started locking it.
It's the one place left to look.
Drastic situations call for drastic action. If the case papers aren't in there...
He's gonna love you.
Simpson came home that night. He and his wife had a row. She told him she was leaving him for Randall. He took the shotgun from the hall and killed her. Believe me, it was as simple as that.
An assumption backed up by Randall?
One the court accepted. It was Simpson's fingerprints on the gun.
It was his gun, for God's sake. Of course his prints were on it.
Her blood all over his hands, all over his clothes. What could Simpson say? What was there to say? That's why he refused to go into the witness box.
Simpson could have said, I came home, found my wife in a pool of blood. I was shocked. I couldn't speak.
I find that particularly naive.
To Simpson, everything was unreal. Who knows what went through his mind? Perhaps it was you who told him about his wife's affair with Randall. Maybe up until then, he never suspected a thing. What if he loved her so much, he kept silent just to protect her good name? There are people like that.
Simpson killed his wife. He took that gun in a jealous rage and blew her head off.
You don't honestly believe that?
Simpson was a murderer.
This case has been playing on your conscience as much as it's been playing on mine. Otherwise, you wouldn't give me the time of day.
All right. Convince me. Prove to me Simpson was innocent.
I'm not your conscience.
I'm not yours either.
Gentlemen?
We can't find the officer in charge of the case, and we can't find the case papers. I could try the places he doesn't usually go.
If he's with a girl, he won't want anyone to find him.
So what do we do? Sit and wait?
What else is there? Let's just hope and pray he rings in.
I'm sorry I grabbed you. I think perhaps I had too much to drink.
Forget it.
Perhaps we ought to call it a day.
I was sent to bring Randall in for questioning. Are you listening to me?
Yes!
Initially, he denied having an affair with Simpson's wife. He lied through his teeth.
Well, wouldn't you if you were married?
Not if I was brought to the station in connection with a murder.
He had an alibi for the time of death.
So you did suspect him?
Everyone is a suspect in a murder case, you know that.
You remember his alibi?
It was a long time ago, for goodness sake. How do you expect me to remember?
He was playing snooker with his mate, Jenkins. Richard Jenkins. I went to interview Jenkins.
So what? Everybody connected with the case was interviewed. It was standard procedure.
Jenkins didn't know that on that afternoon he was Randall's alibi for murder. When I told him Randall was a suspect in the killing, he went to pieces. Lying was not his forte. He firmly believed he was giving Randall an alibi for yet another afternoon in bed with Simpson's wife.
Then why didn't you bring him in?
Because you'd sewn the case up already as far as you were concerned. By the time I returned that evening, Simpson was already charged for the murder of his wife, and you were out celebrating another result with your top brass.
I cannot accept that.
You scared I might have tarnished your image?
No. You didn't shouldn't have access to the facts.
I've been ducking and diving with women all my life. I know the score. Randall was out for some fun. Simpson's wife got serious. I am willing to bet you my pension she told Randall she was going to confess all to her husband. Randall went to the hall, took that gun and shot her.
No!
And if you'd let me bring Jenkins in and question him further, instead of chucking me off the squad, you would have had your evidence.
No, that is not true.
For God's sake, the man is doing 20 years.
What do you want me to do? Confess so that you can have a clear conscience? Think about it.
I have, and I'm going to do something about it.
Simpson has almost completed his sentence. What good would it do?
I don't know, but I'm going to try and put things right.
Sunhill CID?
Is that you, Greg?
The hell are you?
Never mind about that. Look.
Ted, you're at Crown Court tomorrow on the Davison case. There's 40 witnesses to be warned. Where the hell's the papers?
They're in the boot of my car. Forget them. Leave it to me. I've got an urgent inquiry for you. There's a man called Simpson doing a 20-year stretch for murder. I want you to find out what prison he's in.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
When you found out, I want you to call me back on this number. 946-8493.
What's he up to?
God knows. He wants the name of the prison in which a man called Simpson is being held. Urgently.
Oh, those witnesses will be well pleased being woken up in the middle of the night and told they're at court 10 o'clock sharp.
The man says it's urgent.
Yeah, and you can bet your life Ted'll sail through it like he always does.
Unscathed.
Yeah.
Time, gentlemen, please.
It's taken him so long.
Come on then. Let's have ya. Time to go.
Can't you forget it? Let it alone. Let it be.
Once I find out what prison he's in, I'm going to get the necessary authorization and we will visit him tomorrow. I want you to face Simpson again. I want you to tell him personally that you've made a mistake and that you want the case reopened. Then leave the rest to me.
I can't.
Oh, yes, you can.
I want you two out now. This is not an office, you know.
Just give us 2 minutes, all right?
2 minutes, and that's it.
Greg?
Simpson, he's dead. Committed suicide 2 years ago. Ted, do you mind telling me...
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
He's dead. 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to have troubled you.
What's the matter? What's happened?
Simpson's dead. You're off the hook, Hopwood.
Come on, girls. Scannell, the best. Come on, get it. Come on, girls. Come on, girls.
I'm having some, and if it's not, I'm having him.
Yeah, we're at the Ellison Street Market, Sarge.
Message received, Daddy.
Hello?
Young people chanting wogs out. Niggers, go home. Stink bombs thrown through the windows. The filth. Filth they painted on the doors of our church, and now my parishioners are afraid to go home.
Look, sir, I quite understand.
Does someone have to be hurt? Hurt before you'll do something? Something must be done about this. Scum. Please, Britain now. Thugs.
That lot. Would you like to come through, sir? I think the duty inspector would like to have a word with you.
And I want a word with him.
Hello, sir.
I don't have to tell you this is not Scannell, but it's the best I've seen. I'll tell you what, on the house, okay?
Go on, pack it up.
Urgent assistance, Yelverton Street Market, over.
No, love, no. Don't, no. It's not worth it.
Miss Taffy!
Fighter
And then, with the skateboards.
Can you assist, over?
You couldn't walk along the pavement without them whooshing past you.
Excuse me.
And those
Sierra
plastic
Oscar,
bags
Sierra
everywhere.
Oscar from 643
And
receiving over.
Disgusting plastic boxes from the
Yes, Jane.
hamburger shop they go to.
Look, Sarge, I'm right near you.
They threw them into my garden.
Don't I go along there?
They're bad for the ozone layer. Did you know that?
I'm sorry?
I blame the Americans. Oh, and another thing.
Get out! Get out! Come on, get off me! Come on! Get off me! Leave it alone!
Come on! How can we go home, Inspector? I am home. I was born in London. So are most of my parishioners. My father came to this country to do the work the white people didn't want to do anymore.
We can only deal with the problems as they arise and hope that the next generations learn that we are all British.
You're more optimistic than I am, Inspector. What saddens me most of all is that they're so young.
At about 9 in the morning. We'll see if you can identify any of them.
Thank you again, Inspector.
Excuse me a minute. Ken, can you see this gentleman out, please? Goodbye, sir. Thank you.
And that was burned up!
UK 99. Nicely turned out.
Yeah, nicely tuned up and all.
And the third part of the sea became blood!
Yeah, come on, ready, boys.
Thought you were supposed to be fingerprinted.
Oh, I was. But they decided to let me out so I could have some fun.
You okay?
Yeah, fine. How's it going?
Chaos. You couldn't patch this one up, could you?
Yeah, okay, sit down. We regret this, Vines. We had no part in starting it. We understand the pressure you're under. Oh, shut your face.
Shop window broken at Mega Video Parkley Street, Sarge. Suspect being held by the owners.
Who's in the area?
Haynes and Martella.
I'll get them onto it. It's a running brawl, ma'am. Wouldn't be surprised if someone wasn't bussing them in. Fast as we stab it out in one street, start up again somewhere else.
Let's hope the local lads don't try.
Yeah, they're probably glad to see them carving each other up.
Sudden death, Sarge.
Where?
29 Buxton Court.
June Ackland's nearest.
Quick, get in and get back.
Okay, darling, thank you.
She's crazy. She breaks down the window and stands there shouting the most ridiculous things.
All right, calm down.
Did you break that window?
Yes.
Right, I'm placing you under arrest for criminal damage. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence.
All right, come on. Come on.
Mr. Clough?
Yes. She's upstairs.
Have you called the doctor?
He's on holiday.
Sierra Oscar from 643 receiving over. Go ahead, Jude. Confirmed dead body at Butterston Court. Request the divisional surgeon. We can't get in touch with the GP. On the way. Mr. Clough, would you be up to answering a few questions?
Yes.
Shall we go downstairs?
Another van load coming in, Sarge.
Oh, go and tell Bob Cryer there's another batch on its way, will you?
Aye, Sarge.
Sunday, day of rest.
That's what they say.
I brought up our trade just before 1. I always do a roast on Sundays. The diet the doctors put her on, it was such bland muck. And she always liked her food.
Are you sure you feel up to this, Mr. Clough?
Yes. We finished lunch just before 1, just after 1. I went downstairs, washed up, and spent some time doing the bills. And when I came back at about 3 to see if she'd like some tea.
I'm sorry.
I went out. I know it seems odd, but I walked. Milk.
Oh, please.
I walked to the police station, but I couldn't stay. I had to come back.
At 3 o'clock, Mr. Clough.
Yes.
Die, slap, die. Saw that poster sent in the window. And a picture of a woman screaming. Chained. Doesn't that make you angry as a woman?
We couldn't very well make her angry as anything else, could it?
Very funny, very funny. Coming from a black man in a police uniform. How about that, PC 351? How do you feel about being part of the machinery that represses your brothers?
Move it! Leave me alone! Lesbian! 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 That is!
Haynes, what's this?
Criminal damage, ma'am. She's admitted it.
Well, let's get our process as quickly as possible. We've got another shower bang arriving any minute.
These men.
Oh, do be quiet!
Seal of God upon their heads.
There are external signs of intestinal cancer. She must have gone in her sleep.
He said he found her at 3 o'clock.
Sounds about right.
643 from Sierra Oscar. You receiving over?
643 receiving over.
June, how soon can you get back? We're overflowing here.
Yeah, I've almost finished up here. I'll get it in as soon as I can. The doctor's almost finished upstairs.
It's official now, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
It's written down. There's a piece of paper that says she's gone.
Look, Mr. Clough, are you going to be all right? Would you like me to get a neighbour to come in?
I have to go with you. I killed her.
Tell him we'd appreciate it. It's a tricky one. We do need the PM results straight away. Yeah, thanks, George. Well, he's going to do what he can, but he says it is a Sunday.
It's a pity their GP's away. We have to have that post-mortem done tonight. Till then, we don't know whether we're dealing with a bereaved person's fantasy or a case of murder.
Euthanasia, wouldn't you say?
Registration, sir.
You can call it aiding and abetting suicide. It's still against the law. But if the man's simply distraught and imagining things, I don't want to keep him here a moment longer than we have to. Especially not with that bunch of animals we got in custody.
Nobody's taken me to the toilet since I was 6 years old.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
What's going on?
Full up and more on the way.
Life's rich tapestry, eh, Taff?
Oh, yeah. June's brought in this bloke. He reckons he's topped his old mother.
Who's that weirdo with the Bible?
He's done for indecent exposure, isn't he?
Where is he?
Taff.
Yeah.
Nice and quiet, Sarge?
It won't last. You busy?
No.
No, good. Will you wait in here then?
Yeah.
Inspector Fraser wants to see you.
What's the charge?
No charge, just sit with him.
Monkey!
Hey, shut it!
What's all that about?
Nothing, Sarge. Just rattling the bars a bit.
Yeah, well, less of it.
Less of it, Sarge.
None of it.
What exactly did he say?
He said he killed her, Mum. Those were his exact words. I killed her. Then he just clammed up.
Post-mortem results by 10.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Did the death look suspicious?
No, not to me. What did the doctor? Just looked as if she'd died in her sleep. He's holding something back, though, I'm sure of it.
We'll have to get a statement, a textbook statement. Take him back through the whole day, pin him down on every detail. Make sure his story's consistent. If he did do it, let's find out tonight.
Well, at least he's quiet.
Are you
you all right?
Are you fed up with seeing our women and old folk unable to walk about their neighbourhoods in safety? No. Take it seriously. With government ministers talking tough in response to crime, rioting and destruction, but always going soft when it comes to action.
No. What do you mean, no? I'm not fed up.
What do you think then, Mel?
Tony, what do you think I think?
Right, well, let's start with your full name and address then, shall we?
Bob, word with you, please. Have June take the statement.
Ackland?
Well, it's her case. I think it's best that she does it, don't you?
Right.
Is there a problem?
Oh, not for me.
Killing your mother?
In certain circumstances, yeah. I mean, I think you can justify it.
Got personal experience, have you?
Oh, don't be stupid, Tony, not of that. Look, everyone's lost a grandparent, haven't they? Everyone's lost someone.
Yeah. Well, you want to talk to June about it. She went through it last year with her father. Months and months of it.
Okay, okay. But I still think you can love someone enough to kill them. See you later. What's that?
June. You got a minute? Inspector Fraser wants you to take the statement from Clough. Apparently he has a rapport with you. Look, I'm sorry about this. I've tried to keep you away from it. And I can see how it could be difficult for you.
No, that's all right, really, I don't mind.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We've got more visitors. Let's get them upstairs. Come on, Mr. Clough, please. Would you like to sit there? It's all right, Taff, you can go. They want me to get a statement.
He's not well.
Yeah, well, we're not here to talk about him, are we? OK. Have your name, please?
Jeffrey William Clough.
And your address?
You know my address, you were there.
Yeah, can you tell me?
29 Butterston Court.
Right. Now, what time did your mother wake up this morning?
At 9. Her sleeping pills wore off. The pain woke her.
And what are these sleeping pills called?
Phenyclidol. She takes 2 capsules every night. Took 2 capsules every night.
Tanya Fox, criminal damage.
Yeah, she's mine, Sarge.
Message from her parents.
Short and sweet?
Yeah, keep it that way when you tell her.
Right.
How's it going, Supt?
Oh, looks like the last pockets of fanatical resistance have been crushed.
Out there, maybe, but not in here. Sounds like last night at a proms.
Well,
Understand it?
it's pretty plain. No bail this time. Thanks, Mummy. Thanks, Daddy.
Right, well, as soon as we've got a cell free, we'll tuck you up for the night. You'll be in court in the morning.
Right.
You okay? Not so much fun when there's no one to rescue you, is it?
On the contrary.
We talked about it. We discussed it, and she made me promise that when she couldn't go on, that I was to do it. I didn't want to do it, but she made me promise. She said it was going to be hard for me, and I'd have to be brave, and if I couldn't do it, she'd understand.
And so you decided that today was the day?
I decided 3 days ago.
And how did you do it?
Her sleeping capsules.
Well, how did you give them to her?
I put 6 capsules of phenyclidol in her trifle.
Telford, is this UK 99 or Britain first?
My son was brought in here this evening merely for exercising his democratic rights.
Telford. Telford. Yes, we've got him. Do you want him?
It wasn't the time. It wasn't that. She didn't rob me of my life or anything. I was never outgoing, not like her. When she became ill for the first time, I just came back home for a few weeks until she was better. And then when we found out what it was, I came back again. She didn't have to ask me, I came back. They were very good at work. We made a joke about it once, but even then it wasn't funny. A joke about her sleeping pills. And then a week ago, when it became... She just said, remember that laugh we had about the sleeping pills. But she didn't want to know when. So we never talked about it again.
All he is, he's a young man. He's a fine young man who's fed up with our policemen being in the front line of attack by rioters, but who can't enforce the law properly for fear of upsetting ethnic minorities.
Really, sir?
My son was not involved in starting whatever it was that happened.
Well, it says here that your son was in possession of a banned weapon.
There must be some mistake.
Yeah, well, that'll be for the magistrate to decide, sir.
Can I ask you something, Constable?
Within reason, yes.
Do you think multiracialism can really work in this country?
It's all a question of upbringing, isn't it, sir? Your son, sir.
Look, do you want me to come in the ambulance with you?
No, I'm all right.
Are you sure?
Do you think what I did was wrong? I thought about it for a long time after she asked me. I suppose I knew that. Of course I knew. It was wrong. Because I was doing it as much for myself as her. So I wouldn't have to hear her anymore. Or see her changing. She wasn't the same person at the end. She was... You wouldn't understand her.
Would you read your statement, please, Mr. Clubb?
I was relieved, you see. I was glad. Really glad.
Would you read it, please?
You wouldn't know what it's like. You just wouldn't know. The crying and the pain. It was like it wasn't her, you see. It was like something you'd want to put out of its misery.
Have you read it? Well, can you sign it, please?
Dungarees and great ugly boots. I just don't understand women like
Yeah, well,
that.
she probably doesn't understand you either.
Yeah, probably not, Pete.
Jaff looked rough, didn't he?
Yeah, well, a boot in the kidneys will do it every time, mate.
I wish wife would be pleased and have a night in hospital. Go and get June.
All right, see you at the pub.
You coming for a drink?
I don't... No, probably not.
All right, see you tomorrow.
See you.
Ah, June, there you are. That PM result's just come through.
Mm-hmm.
She was full of sleeping tablets.
Phenyclidol.
Yeah, that's it. So now it's up to the DPP. See you.
Yeah, see you.
was your bit on the side. You were saying? What?
June, don't make it more difficult.
Oh, great. And do I tell that to your wife when I phone? What? Morning, Sarge.
Morning, June. Is it warm in here, or is it my imagination?
It's warm in here.
I think so. Yeah, that fella.
Fella?
The fella I saw you in the car with outside. I know him from somewhere. Well, it's none of my business, wasn't he?
You're right, Sarge. It's none of your business.
Oh.
Morning, Taff.
Aren't you supposed to be on the front desk?
Yes, Sarge.
What you doing here, then?
Well, Roberts are still dealing with someone. It's a dodgy one.
Always an excuse with you, isn't there?
What's wrong with him?
No idea.
They did what?
Slashed me tyres during the night. 2 of them. 2 of me tyres. I only got 1 spare, so I had to get a taxi in, didn't I? I thought it was yobs, you know, like growing up yobs.
Eh?
Who slashed me tyres, but then I thought, no, it must be kids. Neighbourhood kids.
Can you put a name to any of them?
Well, no, but I
Not
think
much
if
to
I...
go on then, have you?
All right. Or a bad one.
Average. So, what's the difference between me and someone who's trying hard not to become an alcoholic?
I've got no idea, Sarge.
Well, someone who's trying hard not to become an alcoholic will do their best to deny that they are fully dependent upon the regular intake of alcohol.
But you don't deny it, right?
That's fine. John James Bright.
Yeah?
You remember him?
Yes?
You were the first to question him after the attack on that Meredith child.
Yeah, but only because he was the first person to come forward and offer any information.
Yeah, and you know, I never liked him for that.
For what?
Well, for stepping forward, for volunteering information before we'd even asked for it.
Oh, but surely he was only...
Well, surely he was what? You a good citizen?
If you like, yeah.
So what did you think of him? Did you like him?
Not particularly, no.
I didn't. I hated him. Still do.
But there was no evidence against him.
Yeah. And yet he was there in Providence Park that night. Why? It's hot in here. 2 kids have died since then. 2 little girls. One in Raynham and one on Canvey. Oh, there's nothing to go on, of course. There never is with clever gits like that. But Essex have asked me to get him in here again and have a chat. You know, give him a bit of a tug.
You're bright.
I'd like to have gone in early and dragged him out of bed, half awake, half aware. But you can't do that these days. So I'm the one who's got to get up early. A lot of homework to catch up on. When we get Bright in here, I'll stick him in the interview room for a while. That's when you can go and have a chat with him.
Me?
Well, you know, I'll stick your head round the door, a few kind words, routine. You don't mind, do you?
No, I don't mind.
Thanks. You'll make CID yet?
Don't want it, thanks.
Get some fresh air in here, will you?
So what do I do?
I don't know, do I?
Well, I don't have to move, do I?
So, I mean, staff from Meckerline are coming in at 10:15 for that fingerprint elimination.
Oh, right. How many of them?
8 or 9.
OK, fine. So.
Okay.
I mean, I could move out to Essex, but I don't want to go all the way out there. I certainly don't want to sell my motor and buy an old banger.
Look, I've already said I don't know, all right?
Yeah.
Because these are things you've got to sort out for yourself, right?
All right.
Fine, because I've got too much on my own plate at the moment. Far too much. Is that understood?
Perfectly.
Good. I'll see you.
There you are, then.
So, John James Bright. What do you want to talk to him about?
I want to talk to him about the new evidence.
What new evidence?
The new evidence that's just come in.
But no new evidence has come in, has it?
No, but he doesn't know that, does he?
Are you being attended to?
Not at this precise moment in time, no.
Coffee? Are they getting you a coffee?
I doubt it.
Right. I'll get you one. You know, we met before. Do you remember?
No.
It was out by Providence Park about 5 months ago. A little girl had been attacked. You came to me with some information.
Did I?
Yes. Very useful information, actually.
Oh, yes. I think I remember. Have they caught him yet? Whoever did it?
Unfortunately, no. Right, I'll get you that coffee.
Right. As you will recall, some months back, you were, you were helpful to us when you provided us with some information concerning the attack on 9-year-old Susan Amanda Meredith.
That's right.
Also, at that time, we were obliged to regard you, with others, may I hasten to add, as a possible suspect. Later, I was made aware that there was no apparent evidence against you.
Which you should have known all along.
I did say there was no apparent evidence.
Oh?
At that time.
And now? You're saying there's evidence now?
No.
So what are you saying? Maybe you can tell me. What's he saying?
I am saying that we now have some new evidence that tends to cut across everything you told us earlier. You could almost say that it contradicts your original evidence. As a matter of fact, Mr. Bright, it makes you sound like a liar.
All right. So what is this new information?
Well, before we tell you that, and before we go any further...
Before we go any further, I'd appreciate the opportunity of talking to somebody else, okay?
Somebody else?
Yes, because I don't need this. I don't need you. I come here, right, because I don't mind helping the police. I always have, and I always will. And I don't mind being dragged along here.
Invited here.
That's right, son. You try and be what you're not and never will be. You try and be clever. All I'm saying is I don't mind being brought here against my will. But what I do mind, and always will mind, is being asked questions by someone who's trying his best to look like the town drunk. Here you are. It's wash and brush up week. Treat yourself.
Anyway, Mr. Bright, what we intend to do at this stage, and I'm sure you'll correct me, Sarge, if I'm wrong.
It's no good, old son, because that old sweet sour number don't do a lot for me. One having a go, one keeping the peace. I mean, that's been tried for years. Back to Hendon for you, old son. Or was that before your time?
What we intend to ask you, Mr.
What you intend to ask me is whether or not I wish to make any changes to my original statement as a witness.
Well, do you?
No.
No. Well, look, if you're not prepared to talk about it, then I'm going to have to take things into my own hands. Well, why don't you meet me from work about 2 o'clock? Yes? Hello?
No luck?
Not yet, no.
Well, that was on the cards, Ted. You knew that.
And yet he came forward, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't make him a...
He came forward. He stepped right up out of the blue. That's why he's under suspicion.
No, sorry, wrong tense. Was under suspicion. He was there at the scene, same place, give or take a couple 100 yards at the same time, give or take half an hour. But he said he didn't do it, and that has been accepted.
Not by me.
Yes, but it has by those that matter.
This kid, and the other 2 who have died since. Those are the ones who matter.
Only a process of elimination. Nothing to be worried about. My old mum's had her fingerprint stained in this establishment. Oh, Alec.
Look, I don't want to hear any more about your motor, all right?
What motor?
That's final.
I wasn't going to mention the motor.
There you are. Nice cup of coffee. Is something wrong?
Yes. You are. You're wrong.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, I don't remember you from before.
Oh, yeah, that.
You see, you're not the kind of female one does remember, are you? I mean, you must know this yourself. You must realise you haven't got a lot going for you. And if you hadn't got it then, you certainly haven't got it now. Not 6 months later. You're old before your time, girl. Never mind. Make a lovely cup of coffee.
Alec. A word. Look, you've been having a go at me all morning. What's it all about?
Sunday.
Eh?
Yesterday, Sunday. Sunday morning, first thing, it started then.
What did?
All of it. mean, to begin with, I didn't get my cup of tea in bed. Now, I always get my cup of tea in bed on a Sunday morning, 7:45 on the dot. I have done for years.
But not yesterday.
Didn't get any tea at all. I mean, she wasn't going to make it. There's no way I was.
Your wife?
Yeah. Then she locks me shed up and throws the key away. She knows I like to go in there on a Sunday and potter about for an hour or two. I have done for years.
Great. So your wife decides to stick up for herself just once, and then you come in there the next morning and have a go at us.
Of course, there was me Sunday dinner. Didn't even get that. Completely put me off my snooker. Then there was my Sunday pint. That didn't taste right either.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be in trouble. 2 coffee breaks already this morning.
Right, I won't shock you. How was it?
What?
Your little chat with John Bright.
Well, he didn't exactly make a confession.
No, but then again, he wouldn't.
And you're right. The man's a toad. A nasty, snidey, arrogant little toad.
Did he say something to hurt you?
Me? No.
Only he's good at that.
Nobody hurts me just with words, ever.
Of course not.
And the man's a wrong 'un. I can tell. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. It's the one thing I am good at.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I asked you to go in there and talk to him.
Yeah, well, I talked to him.
And yet you've told me nothing.
Nothing?
No, just you've been sitting there just feeling sorry for yourself.
I am not feeling sorry for myself.
When all I wanted was an assessment.
Yeah, well, I've given you one, haven't I?
What kind of a toad?
Look, I've already said.
The kind that could murder a child, in your eyes?
Oh, well, I don't know that, do
Look,
I?
I need a response.
Well, then go and get one from your suspect, not from me.
I'm sorry, June. I've been playing his game. Just testing.
Thanks very much.
That's what she looks like. Little Susan Meredith. Pretty little thing, isn't she? Nice little smile there. She won't be smiling like that for a while, though, will she? If at all. Not after what she's been through, right? And she never saw her attacker. And that is a pity. That would have been helpful to all of us. You been to Canvey Island lately, Mr. Bright?
I've never been to Canvey Island.
You've got an auntie who lives there, at Lee Beck.
I've still never been there.
What about Raynham?
No. I don't go a lot on Essex.
Now, in your original statement as a witness, you said that you were walking in Providence Park at around about 6:30 p.m. on the evening of Thursday, the 4th of October.
That's right.
Yeah. And that you saw an estate car, which you think was a Ford Cortina, drive along at speed across the park.
Yes.
You then went on to say that the car had no lights on, you were not able to identify the occupant or occupants, and you could not see the registration number of the vehicle clearly, apart from the letters A and O.
Yes.
Do you wish to make any changes to that part of the statement?
No.
As you can imagine, it was important for us to trace that car.
Really? Now that is surprising.
Fortunately, we did trace it. At last.
From what I told you, it's not possible.
Why not?
I didn't see enough, did I? Didn't see enough of the car.
Nevertheless, we have managed to trace it.
Then you've got whoever did it, haven't you?
No. All we've got are a couple of joyriders who were in a stolen car that evening. But those joyriders at least told us something of interest.
What?
Well, that your sense of timing is up the spout, Mr. Bright. Because they drove across the park at least 45 minutes earlier.
No.
I'm sorry, the answer is yes. They drove across the park and they saw you, Mr. Bright.
No, not me.
Yes, you. They said they almost ran you over. They saw you clearly. They even described you. And do you know where they saw you? Close. Very close to where little Susan Amanda Meredith was attacked, sexually assaulted and left for dead. And 45 minutes earlier would have been round about the time when this brutal, sickening attack took place. Give or take a few minutes. Now, I'll ask you again, Mr. Bright. Do you wish to reconsider your original statement as a witness?
And I'd like you to remember something. That's all I am and all I ever have been, just a witness. Because I've already told you I don't need this.
No?
No. And this place offends me, you know? The smell of this place, the smell of you people. Old cigarette smoke and last night's booze. That's you, isn't it? And who needs that? I don't.
And what kind of smell do you prefer? Tell us. Do you prefer the clean linen smell of little girls? Is that it?
You what?
The apple smell, the ice cream smell, the sugar and spice and all things nice smell. Is that what you like, Mr. Bright? Is that what you enjoy?
No!
Then what?
I didn't know, did I? I got it wrong.
Got it wrong? Got what wrong?
The sound. I was listening to the wrong sound. I go there, don't I? I usually go there to the park. That's what I was doing there, nothing else. I go there to listen to couples.
Couples?
Courting couples. In the dark. I like to hear the sounds they make.
So why didn't you tell us this before?
I came forward, didn't I?
But you didn't tell us this.
Yes, well, things like that, you save things like that till last, don't you?
Now, let me get this straight. You're telling us that you were standing there in Providence Park that evening.
Yes.
Standing there listening.
But I didn't know, did I? I didn't realise it was the wrong sound. I thought it was the sound of, well, people enjoying themselves, you know. I didn't realise it was the sound of a kid being attacked, being assaulted. I mean, there are different kinds of screams, right?
He still didn't do it, Ted. All right, so we've learned a bit more about him, but he still didn't do it. And the fact that he likes listening to couples having it away in the park doesn't make him out to be a murderer. In fact, it doesn't make him an head case in this day and age.
No.
So what's all this about new evidence? We haven't got any new evidence.
But he was there. He just said he was standing there. He could have helped the girl.
But he didn't, and that's the way it is, Ted. Listening is not a crime. And you've got to let him go now. Once and for all, understand? Because there's nothing else he can tell us.
Oh, all right, let him go.
That's it then, is it? I'll go home.
Yeah. You go home.
And the fella you're looking for?
We'll find him. Someone will find him.
And when you do, what happens to me?
We'll come looking for you again. You're still a witness.
I've been meaning to ask. How old are you? And you look as if you're pushing 50, yet you're still only a DC.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of troubles.
I'm not surprised with the people you have to work alongside. I'm a family man. I reckon you're well and truly into being a family man, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
And kids. A lot of kids, I'd say, just by looking at you. Thought so. You look the type.
And what type's that?
A loser, of course. And someone stuffed by his own marriage, with nothing left to do but bang away at some old dog of a wife.
Come here! Now get in there! Now, if you're winding me up, you're winding up the wrong person, because I've got 5 kids of my own. Oh, sorry. And as far as I'm concerned, any perv who hangs around listening while some little child... You what?
I said I saw him. He walked past me.
Who walked past you?
The fellow who did it, who attacked that kid.
Did you see his face?
Yes.
Ted?
Alec? When you get home, are you going to sort it out?
Sort what out?
Well, your domestic situation.
I reckon that's my business, don't you?
Oh, not at the moment. No, the way you're behaving is everybody else's. What's that for?
Yorkie, Sarge. Some silly stuck one on him.
Oh, that's all we need.
Yeah, have a clean one. Oh, good.
So what's wrong with the first aid box in here?
It's empty. Here.
I knew it were going to be one of them days.
Well, get him into the surgeon's room, eh?
Come on.
She took a swing at him.
Who took a swing at him?
There, in there.
I told you you ought to try smiling at people now and again.
Well, it's all down to winning or losing, isn't it? And like I told your mate, whenever you find the person responsible, I'm still going to be put up as a witness.
Yes.
Apart from which, you're never going to stop hounding me, are you?
No.
Right, then. When he finished doing what he was doing to the kid, he walked past me. He saw me. I surprised him, but he still walked on past me. Only he looked me straight in the eye. And he knew I wasn't going to say a word because he had realised why I was there. And he had a bit of a smile to himself. And that smile told me, you're not going to talk, old son, because I know what you're doing here. Only I'm talking now.
Then describe him.
And that's why I had to come forward in the first place. Not to say it all, but to say some of it. Say enough to cover for myself.
I said describe the man.
I don't have to describe him. I know him. He's a neighbour.
Name?
And it's not too late. I've seen him around. He's still around.
It is too late. It's a couple of little kids too late. So just give us the name, all right?
Beale. Raymond Beale.
Come on, clear off, will you? I said clear off! Go on.
You want to lift?
Yeah.
June, can I drop you somewhere?
No thanks.
Right, see you tomorrow then.
I'm only telling you what I heard, Jim.
Yeah, but it's my case. Look, if Burnside wants to know any of the details, he should ask me.
Sierra Oscar 6 from Sierra Oscar, you're receiving over.
There's 6 receiving, over.
Report of a violent struggle at Beechwood House, corner of Taylor Street and Dawson Terrace. Can you deal, over?
OK, Sierra Oscar, you're on our way.
Beechwood House? That's the bail hostel, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, somewhere around here. That's just here.
Yep.
6 to Sierra Oscar have arrived at Beechwood House, over.
That was quick, Jim.
Yeah, well, we don't hang about, Sarge. Police, what's going on?
Up on the first floor, room 19. It's Hackett. Sounds as if they're killing him. I'm the supervisor here, Jeff Watson.
All right, Mr. Watson, what's the problem? What's this fracas all about?
Well, I just finished my lunch, see? And I was walking through the corridor, and I saw Hackett and 2 other men going into his room. I called them to stop, but they ignored me. It's against the rules, you see. Visitors are not allowed in the room.
Yeah, I see.
I think they must have barricaded the door. I can't shift it. And the noise must be giving him a hell of a beating. Anyway, when I couldn't gain access to the room, I ran down and telephoned the police. I say you got here quickly enough.
Yeah, well, we were in the area.
Police, open the door. You got a pass key?
Yeah, but I couldn't budge the door. Must have jammed something up against it. Here you are.
No more. I can't take any more.
That's all right, mate. Look, we're police officers. But don't do anything stupid. Oh, my, she's gone off the roof!
You idiot!
That's what you call jumping bail. Right. What's his full name? What's he been bailed for?
Hackett. David Hackett. He's 25 years old and he's in here for receiving.
Yeah, but receiving what?
Well, nothing big. Radios, videos, that sort of thing. Petty stuff.
And that's all?
Yeah, as far as I know.
I'm sure when he's scared about something.
We need a description of the 2 guys you saw with him earlier.
Yeah, of course. Would you like to come down the office?
Yeah.
Here, son. Here, come here.
Take your time.
Look down there.
Yeah, what is it?
Down there by the old chocolate factory.
Yeah, what?
They're up to no good, I'm telling you.
Who's up to no good?
Them two blokes down by the old chocolate factory. I've been down there before, you know.
I see. I'll go and have a look then, shall I?
I mean, it stands to reason, doesn't it?
What does?
Well, I mean, what are they doing down there? All booted and suited and all.
All right, Mr.
Jacobs. Harry Jacobs, I'm 73, you know.
I'm sure you are, Mr. Jacobs. I'll tell you what then, I'll go and have a look, and you wait here, and I'll come and tell you what I find, okay?
Right, now, Hackett's got a brother-in-law, Mr. Jerry Sweeney. Owns a strip club down by the docks. Now, this Sweeney's a bit of a shady dealer. And if Hackett's going to make a bid for freedom, he's more than likely going to try here first, especially if he needs some quick petrol money.
What about the other two?
Well, they're running Watson's description through the computer now.
Okay. So, where to?
Let's go and enjoy the strip show.
Why not? They're inside, son. They're inside.
Who are?
Those two blokes I told you about. Come on. I'll show you. Mine, there you go. Listen. Rusty nails and stuff. They got in through there.
Oh, I see. So you saw them enter the building through there?
Oh, no. I never said I saw them. But...
But what?
Well, it stands to reason, doesn't it?
Oh, of course. It stands to reason, doesn't it?
Mine, there you go, son.
Right, well.
to Sierra Oscar, receiving over.
Go ahead, 416.
I'm investigating a possible break-in at the disused chocolate factory on the corner of Burton Street.
All right, 416.
Yeah, sure do.
Hand it over. Hand it over. Now! Do you want to die? Come over here, into the light. All right, come out. Just some poor cozzer. He looks like he's just wet his pants.
What's he doing in here?
What are you doing in here? He doesn't know.
Yeah? Well, I bet he wishes he didn't come in here, eh?
Sit down.
Look, I just called in the location of this place. Why don't you just pass me the gun and tell me what's going on, eh?
What's he talking about?
Shut up and sit down, you little monkey. Sit down now. Can't waste time on him. We've got business to attend to.
Yeah, all right. But don't forget, he just clocked both our faces.
Don't you worry about him. I'll take care of him later. Now, why not try a Mauser?
That's a German gun. Very efficient, the Germans. Might be a bit heavy for your purposes.
Yeah. It's not bad. How much?
I could let you have that particular one for, say, about 500 notes.
Yeah? That's pretty good.
Well, here we are then. Yeah, all-night entertainment.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to entertain me all night. After you, Jim.
£5 entrance fee, £1 for every half hour.
Blimey, what's that? Inflation?
And £1 for every half hour.
We're looking for your boss, Jerry Sweeney. Where is he? CID.
It's out the back.
Tar.
Thank you. Can I have a ticket?
Drop dead.
Charming.
Come in, gentlemen. Make yourselves at home. Do you want a drink?
No, thanks. We're working. So, you're Jerry Sweeney.
Right first time. What can I do for you? Hey, you might as well watch the show while you're here.
Looking for your brother-in-law, David Hackett.
That little tow rag. What's he done now? Last I heard, he was banged up in some bail hostel down in Whitechapel.
Well, he was, and he likes jumping out of windows. Running the family, does it?
Look, if I knew where he was, I'd tell you. There's no love lost between us, the way he was smacking my little sister around.
Somebody's put the heavies on him, Jerry. Gave him a kicking.
Weren't you, was it, Jerry? Put the heavies on your brother-in-law?
Because he was knocking your sister about.
It's all right. Look, he came here earlier on looking for money. I gave him 50 quid. And it's not the first time he's touched me either.
So what's he running for?
He's fallen in with bad company.
Bad company?
Yeah, he's borrowed money off some lenders. Listen, you better find him before they do. I don't want my sister to end up a widow. I mean, I'd probably have to pay for the funeral.
Oh, we wouldn't like that, would we, Michael?
No, we certainly wouldn't, Jim.
All right. Take it easy. I'm just going to write down an address for you. Look, do me a favor. Keep him off the streets, yeah? He's a public nuisance.
Thanks. Nice doing business with you.
What about Sonny boy?
I told you not to worry about him.
Is that the block? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. All looks the same to me.
Yeah, and there's no numbers on the doors. No. What's a nice car like this doing parked round here, eh?
What do you reckon? Nicked?
Dunno, could be. Echo 91 Lima Alpha Charlie.
Very nice.
Well, let's try that one.
Yeah. I think Sweeney's pulling a flanker.
Sorry for this.
Mike! Get Hackett! Right. Please, stay where you are!
Stop!
Come on!
Stop!
What are you doing?
I'm
a policeman! Stop it! Stop! I'm a policeman!
Well, didn't you get him?
No!
Oh, great!
He turned up the street, he's vanished into thin air.
Oh, well, he couldn't have got far.
Why not?
Well, how far will you get in this condition?
God knows.
Stupid woman, she almost broke me leg.
What woman?
That stupid Kalakic's missus. She tripped me up with a broom. I think she's chipped the bone.
They talk about police brutality. We should just leave them to it and let them kill each other.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 6. You're receiving over.
What's she doing now?
I'm calling in the number of that rover.
PC Ken Melvin. Last known location, the disused chocolate factory off Burton Street, over.
Sierra Oscar from 85 receiving over.
Go ahead, 85.
We're in Burton Street. Shall we investigate?
If you would, 85. Keep us posted.
Probably gone for a cup of tea. Well, let's find out, shall we? What's he doing up there? Oh, God. Yeah, I've been in here before. It's pitch black. Go and get the torches. Okay, tough. Are you at tough? All right, Grandad, what's happening?
He's still in there, you know.
Who is?
That young copper.
What? What did you say?
He's still in there, that young copper. The other two come out, but not him. He's still inside.
Other two? Which other two?
The two geezers in suits. It was me who told him they was in there. I knew they was up to no good.
Bloody hell.
No. Oi, you can't go in that way round here. Come on. I'll show you. Mind the bits of wire. It's treacherous round here.
Right, you wait to the top.
No,
We'll go down.
You've got to go in. Pull that back. That's right.
Okay, wait here.
Got a torch.
You see anything? Not in there. You better split up. You go and have a look in there. I'll try around here. Okay, mate. Oh no. Yorkie! Yorkie, come quick!
Yeah, well, I'm coming.
All right, Ken. Can you sit up?
Yeah, turn him around. Up you get. All right. You okay, mate? Take it easy.
Keys.
Where are they?
Front pocket.
Right.
All right, Ken, take it easy, mate. Right, come on, let's get you up. Let's get him up.
Just leave me alone for a minute.
Yeah, that's right. You just chuck it all up, eh?
Listen, Ken, do you think you ought to go to hospital, mate?
I'm fine, really.
Hey, look, Ken, what are you doing all trussed up in your own bracelets?
Well, what would you have done, eh?
What do you mean?
You stupid Welsh git! What would you have done if you had a loaded gun stuck in your face? Come on, Ken, let's get outside. Let's get some fresh air, okay?
I told you he was in there, didn't I?
Yeah, you've been a great help. Well done.
Yeah, what was it, drugs?
No, nothing like that.
Look, do you reckon we ought to take him back to the station with us? Make
Yeah,
a statement?
I suppose so. Do you want to come back to the station with us, Mr. Jacobs? His name's Jacobs.
Not half.
Okay.
Well, there you go. You've got to be...
Watch it,
Take
Ken. Watch
care
it
across here. It's
All right.
very
all right.
treacherous.
Do you want to get
this
in
way.
that side? Ken, hold on.
Here you go, mate, in the back.
I'm fine, mate.
Ta.
Come on, mate, you'll be all right. Get in. You all right, Ken?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Get a good look at some.
You better believe it. Next time there's guns flashing about, there's two faces etched on my memory I won't forget.
Mike, just go through those details again. The car's registered in the name of a Mr. Jack Emanuel.
That's it. Look.
Yes.
Yeah, here.
That's the place he works.
Right, let's go. Manual, first floor.
Come on. I'll go around the back, Jim.
I'll go upstairs and have a word with our Mr. Emmanuel.
Right.
Come in. Yes, can I help you?
Can I speak to Mr. Emmanuel, please?
Yes, who should I say is calling?
Detective Constable Carver, Sunhill.
There's a Detective Carver here, Mr. Emmanuel. Okay. Please go in. It's just down the left.
Thank you.
Yeah? How can I help you?
Mr. Emmanuel? That's just routine, really. It's about your car. I understand you own a Rover, registration number E91LAC.
Yeah, that's right. It's parked out the front.
Were you driving the car yourself this afternoon, Mr. Emmanuel?
No. No, as far as I know, the car's been parked outside this building all day.
Oh, I see.
I've not left the office all morning. Not even for lunch. Gino verified that.
Well, that's probably just a case of mistaken identity, Mr. Emmanuel. It's nothing to worry about. Sorry to have taken up your time.
That's all right. Any time.
Would you mind if I use the toilet before I go, Mr. Emmanuel?
No, no, not that door. That's not the toilet. The police! Well, stay where you are.
Drop it. Mike, can you call an ambulance and get a van here and come up here as soon as possible?
Right.
Listen, I want to call my solicitor.
Just shut up and sit down!
Jim?
Down here!
God almighty. Done a first-rate job on him, haven't you?
Yeah. So just for the record, Mr. Emmanuel, how much did Hackett owe you?
Couple of £100, plus interest. I know what you're thinking. But if you let one get away with it, they'll all try.
A couple of £100.
Right, this way.
Hey, this is all right, isn't it?
What's all this? Could you wait in here, Mr. Jacobs? Somebody will want to see you in a minute. Thanks.
Don't sell.
What the hell's he doing here? He should have been at the hospital.
You think I don't know that, Sarge? We lost him and he says he's all right.
I'm all right, Sarge, really.
I do hope so, son. For their sake, I do hope so. Come with me.
What's his problem?
Sarge, this really isn't necessary.
Melvin, you go in there, you sit down, you don't move. Understood? You two, come with me.
Tom, what the hell's going on here?
Melvin, sir, has been brought back here.
Should be in the casualty department of St. Clement's.
Exactly, sir.
Look, he hit my little boy!
Well, he burst my balloon!
Right, all of you.
In it.
Done it again, you...
What's
going on? You can't get That's my living, that is!
Hold it! Come on, come on.
Right, say your piece. Explain to me why a fellow officer was brought back to this nick in that state.
We thought he'd been through enough, sir. Anyway, he claimed to be... He seemed to be all right.
Edwards, when you become a qualified MD is when you can make those judgments. Until then, you go strictly by the book.
Sir.
Now, let's have you back out there on the streets and keep everything crossed that the FME says Melvin's all right.
Oi, you two. What's all this about gun running on my manor?
Leave it, Frank. You've got the officer in question sitting in the surgeon's office, and a man named Jacobs, who got a close-up view of them, is in the interview room. Now, out!
All right? Right. I'll go and see this Jacobs geezer. Hello, Mr. Jacobs. I'm Detective Inspector Frank Burnside. Talk to me.
There's no reason to believe that these raids should be anything other than straightforward. These men are pornographers, not blaggers, as I believe D.I. Brinkworth from the Area Vice Squad will now confirm.
That is correct, sir. None of these men has any history of violence, and we're not anticipating any this morning. The key element of this operation is timing. Out of the 6 addresses we are raiding this morning, 4 are on your patch. And we are grateful, by the way, sir, for your assistance, but we've got to be dead on 6 o'clock at each house. Just a minute out, and we could give them time to raise the alarm.
Right, any more questions? No? Right, that's it then. 5 minutes.
Will it be enough?
I hope it was worth it.
Oh, I swear I'm going to get trading standards round there later.
Where?
Late of Karachi, Ware Street.
There's your answer then.
Eh?
They're paying you back for what Mike Gatting said to their umpire.
What?
Would you fill your skip at 5 o'clock in the morning?
No.
But I might fill somebody else's.
What do you think you're doing? This is my...
Hey, what's he doing?
Excuse me! Excuse me, sir! Hey, stop that! Hey, Nanny, calm down! What? Calm down, what do you think you're playing at?
I'll tell you what I'm playing at. For the last 3 nights, some joker's been filling my skip full of rubbish, and I want him arrested.
Are you going on a date or what, Sarge?
You can always tell the division CID. They even feel cocky in their sleep.
Sorry, sir, call it nature.
Yeah, all right then, come on. Right, come on, let's get moving there. Come on!
Right, you've got to produce your driving licence, your MOT certificate and your car insurance within 7 days. And I suggest that you take all the garbage in the back of this van back where it came from. And then you return here and you remove all the rest of the rubbish that you've been dumping in this gentleman's skip for the last 3 days. OK? OK?
One's locking up, if you ask me. When's he coming back for all this garbage, anyway?
How about the tea interval, sir?
Come on.
Right, Viv, in there.
Right, Sarge.
That's all right, love. They've been taken care of.
Just take your hands off my baby!
What?
You're neat! What's going on? Who the hell are you?
We're the good guys, old son. And we haven't had our breakfast yet, so get them on.
All right, Viv.
Yes, Sarge.
Jim?
Hey! That's one for the hill.
Nothing.
Hey, what's this thing?
Total gun. On our way back to Scannell.
Keith?
Likewise, Gov. Want me to order you a bacon roll?
Morris. Morris, what's happening?
Yeah, Gov?
Morris, what's happening?
No joy, Gov. Bed's still warm, but he's gone.
How good was your information?
Rock solid.
Looks like theirs was too.
Wasn't. Wonder where it came from.
Oi! Oi, come here! Would you care to elaborate on that?
Well, someone tipped them off, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And I know where I'd start looking.
You cheeky, arrogant scumbag!
Oi! Gov.
So leave it, Gov. It's not worth it.
All football supporters are not animals, then, are they?
2 out of 4 any good to
down. Oh, sure. Only makes it a 50% cock-up, doesn't it?
Sorry.
I'll tell you what, boys. Just because this was our operation, don't think you're in the clear.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, it was a tip-off, wasn't there? There had to be.
So?
Well, what makes you both so sure it didn't come from here? Look, I'm not saying it did. It probably didn't. But there has to be an inquiry, doesn't there?
Bit of a shambles, Frank.
I won't argue with that, sir.
No need for smugness, Frank. It was a joint operation.
Well, we did our job, sir. I mean, there'd have been 3 down if Ramsey and Haynes hadn't caught one trying to leg it out the back.
Was there a tip-off?
Looks like it. But I guarantee it didn't come from here. I mean, up until 5:15 this morning, only the chief super, you and me, knew the details of this operation. I mean, they've been working on it for weeks.
Oh, D.I. Brinkworth's after blood.
Yeah? Well, then I suggest he bites his tongue.
Try doing the same, Frank.
The thing that gets me, June, is how everybody's jumping to the same conclusion.
Yeah, well, it's very difficult not to, isn't it?
Well, see, you're doing it as well. Look, 2 villains aren't at home when our lads show up, and everybody automatically assumes it's the coppers that tipped them off.
Yeah.
Can't you see what I'm getting at? Well, if that's how we see ourselves, how the hell do we expect them to see us?
Oh, didn't you know that already?
Oh, very good. I'll give them a tug. Call it in, June.
All right. Yeah, Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 85 receiving over.
Go ahead, June.
We're in pursuit of a maroon Ford Sierra, licence number Foxtrot 598 Oscar Lima Kilo. Can you do a check, please?
Will do.
What's the problem? Do you mind getting out of the car, please, sir? What do you think you're playing at? Have you been drinking? No, I don't drink. Oh, you normally drive like that, then, do
Don't
you,
worry.
sir?
What, you going on holiday, are you?
Blaming her. The wife distracted me just when I pulled out back there.
Won't be long now, babes.
You mind opening the boot,
Sierra
please?
Oscar 85 from Sierra Oscar.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarge.
The PMC check you wanted on that Ford Sierra, June. It's stolen.
It's about the governor.
Yeah, I know who the governor is.
5 minutes after the briefing, I saw him on the phone.
Go on.
At 5:30 in the morning?
Well, what did he say?
Oh, I don't know what he said. I couldn't hear.
Is that it?
Think about it. 5 minutes after the briefing, when the whole world's asleep, I see the DI making a phone call. Less than half an hour later, we're looking at empty houses with warm beds.
Well, it is a bit unusual, I grant you that.
Come on, it's a bit more than that, Ted.
But what do you want me to do about it?
I think I've got to go and see Conway. I suppose I just want you to back me up.
How can I back you up? I didn't see him on the phone.
We've got to do something.
No, you have. I don't.
But I didn't know it was stolen. The wife's brother lent it to me last week because mine was in the garage.
Does he change his car every fortnight?
He told me it was his. Stupid. We'll have to stay here long. We're supposed to be going on holiday.
Not in a stolen car, I'm afraid, sir. Look, we're going to have to make a few inquiries, find out what your brother-in-law has to say about all this. And there is still the serious matter of dangerous driving.
So it could be for some time.
Could be. Yeah, well, I'm not going to stand for it, sir. Me and my men have put too much work into this. Well, I wouldn't say glasnost was the prevailing atmosphere around here, no. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You really fancy yourself, don't you?
Is the 5-minute argument or the full half hour?
I won't waste 2 minutes on you, Burnside.
You're in the mire, old son.
Not the impression I get.
Brinkworth, say what you've got to say.
Do you think I haven't been here before? Do you think I'm not used to this? I used to work the pawn squad. I know how it works.
I bet you do.
Shut it, Burnside. You haven't a clue.
Give me a clue.
Every time a job turned sour, it was always the same. What can you expect from obscene publications? Bent as a bishop's crook, and that wasn't a press. It was everyone else in the job.
I don't believe this. You want my sympathy?
Stuff your sympathy. But you got my word. I'm not rolling over on this one, and neither is any of my team. This cock-up isn't down to us.
Down to us, is it?
Well, it's down to someone.
I'm busy. You can use the CID office if you like, but nobody's told me yet I've got to offer you mine. All right.
He'll see you now.
Thanks.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Oh, fine. Thank you, sir.
Well, you don't look it.
Something I ate.
Something you know, maybe.
Sir.
Well, I'm listening.
Hello. You being looked after?
Yes, thank you.
You all right? Oh, come on, it can't be that bad, can it?
He'll go to jail, won't he?
Who will?
So pointless. We might as well have stayed at home and waited for you.
Waited for us?
6 o'clock, wasn't it? Were you on time?
6 o'clock this morning?
Please.
Wait there a minute, I'll get someone to bring you a cup of tea.
Save me the outrage, Frank. Just convince me there's nothing in it.
I need to convince you.
Yeah, I'm afraid you do. Now, who are you calling?
I was calling my travel agent.
Your travel agent?
That's correct, sir. And before you say what travel agent keeps those kind of hours, he doesn't. His answering machine does. I'm taking my girlfriend to Paris for the weekend. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg, but what can you do? Well, I thought I might forget later. I wanted to confirm the booking. We were quite busy, if you remember, sir.
Prove it.
Yes, that's right. It was your stock he nicked, after all. You answer that. Yeah, he used a credit
See you at
card.
the office.
You have the number.
Ted, it's Inspector Fraser. She wants the DI. Seems quite important.
Well, he's not round here, is he?
No, ma'am.
One moment, sir.
No, but she'd like a word with you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kent. I'll have to ring you back. Thank you. I'm sorry, ma'am, to have kept you waiting. The DI is in with Mr. Conway at the moment.
Yes, I'm sorry to bother you, but I didn't know whether or not I got the right number. Yes, you are Suncrest Travel. Good. That is the one in Chester Street, isn't it? Yes, that's right. Good answer. Yes, I wonder if you could do me a favour.
Chief Inspector's office.
Yeah, a colleague of mine has asked me to
Speaking.
call you and
Yeah.
find out whether a
Yeah, of course,
message
yeah.
she sent
No, I'm
was
a bit
taken
busy
up.
at the moment.
Yeah, Burnside.
All right, go on.
B-U-R. That's right. Yes, Detective
Don't
Inspector.
say.
He did.
Yeah, well, this won't take
Good.
long. Look,
There's
brief
one
Ted
more
Roach,
thing.
and I'll meet you
wonder
both
if
in
you
your
could,
office in a
settle
couple of
little
minutes. All
argument
right.
we're having. See, I say it's hard enough trying to get anybody to leave a message on the damn things, never mind leave the time they called. Now, did he? Oh, dear. Well, never mind. Yes. Yeah, I will pass the message on. Thank you. Bye.
Happy?
No, Frank, but I am convinced.
No, look, sir,
Let me finish. Look, I don't like this kind of thing. But it's better that it's me than the rubber heels of CIB 11.
Who was it?
What do you mean?
Who told you about my phone call?
No way, Frank.
Will that be all, sir?
Yeah, that's all.
Well, he's not the top man, but as far as we understand it, he's the next best thing. He organized the distribution of the stuff when it came in from Holland.
See? I owe you one. Where is he now?
Still in the charge room.
Shall I let the yard know?
Number's engaged. Come on.
I didn't hear that.
Oi! What do you think you're doing? Hey, get up! Just leave it back in here! Oh, there was a tip-off, all right. Somebody phoned my boss, and he called me. 5 in the morning, mind. Try explaining that to the wife and kids.
Who from? Where did the word come from?
I don't know. It wasn't from here, that's for sure. They left it late, to make it look like it came from here. The governor said he still had to sacrifice a couple of the lads.
Your boss, Collins. Where had he gone?
He's owed a lot of money.
So?
So, he won't be on that flight to Marbella. Not while he still has half a chance of collecting.
Collecting from who?
It's an adult video shop we use as a distribution centre. You don't think he deals with the punters directly, do you?
Why should they stamp up now? He's finished.
Sure. But the word's not out yet, is it? He's hardly likely to tell them.
Afternoon, sir. Oh, Mike. Yes, sir.
Look, don't worry, you did the right thing. And you'll be glad to know there's nothing in it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mike. He doesn't know. You came to me in confidence, right? And you have my word it will stay that way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You trust him?
He needs us. Our gratitude is more important to him than that of his employers.
I suppose so.
Well?
There's a chance. He wants to know what time the governor's coming round to pick up his dough.
What did you tell him?
Said he was a bit tied up. Be in touch like always.
How about you showing up?
Like you said, Mr. Burnside. I told him we're throwing a surprise party for the boss later, but not to mention I've never been in.
Did he buy that?
No reason not to.
This geezer in the shop. What's he look like?
About my height. Brown hair. Blue cardigan. Red shirt. Mid-30s?
You better go and check him out, Ted.
Right.
No. I'll do it. You look too much like old Bill.
What? I do? All right.
Fine.
Now what?
We wait.
Absolutely marvellous, isn't it? He's the one who breaks the law. 3 nights on the trot, and I'm the one who ends up in the police station.
I
know,
Mum. Alec, get it shifted.
Christine, just don't word to you.
But unloading your rubbish from our back door is not one of them.
Listen, some of us are out there trying to make us a decent place instead of the middle of living. Sir.
Am I to understand we're holding one of the targets who slipped through the fingers this morning? A Gerald Carmody.
Yes, sir.
And you're the one who discovered who he really was?
Yes, that's right.
Then why didn't you inform me?
I did. Well, I phoned your office and...
And?
I told the DI I understand he was with you at the time.
Has the prisoner been charged with anything yet?
No, sir.
Did the Yard know he's here?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, that's something, anyway. Where's the prisoner now?
With the DI.
Christine, don't make me lose my temper. Where's the DI?
I'm not sure, sir.
Find him.
Collins isn't going to turn up here, is he?
No. But he might ask our friend in the shop there to come to him.
You haven't got any of your magazines on you, have you?
Asking me? Never heard of a Nick yet, didn't have a basement for.
You're living in the past, Gerald. WPC's won't stand for it now.
Why didn't you leg it, Gerald, when you had the chance? Why hang around the manor?
The wife. Wanted to say goodbye to her mother. Thought she might not see her again.
Hey, that's our man. Let's see, get after him, Ted. Carefully. Head down, you.
Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar, are you receiving?
You got something you want to tell me, Ted?
What?
You trust me?
Shouldn't I?
That's him. Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar 8. Sierra Oscar 8 calling Sierra Oscar. Are you receiving? Over.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm in pursuit of a car, Maroon Volvo Estate, Echo 920, Alpha Golf Romeo. Carrying 2 men, IC1 wanted for questioning. Suspect car proceeding west along Granite Road.
We're in Granite Road. This is 9-2.
Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar. This is Inspector Fraser. Come in, please, Frank.
Not now, Chrissy.
Hold up.
Mr. Collins! How nice.
Ted? You didn't mention anything, did you?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. Memory like a sieve, I have.
So he legged it out the back and round the corner and banged straight into Steve there. And you know what he says? He looked up and he said, Officer...
John, a word on your own, please.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Look, I don't want to ruck. We've got to talk.
Okay.
He said, Officer, I want to make a complaint.
We just pulled Collins.
What?
Now listen, Sun Hill is in the clear. Division isn't. Do you mind? Now, one of your team is at it. Now, look, I'm not looking to score points, John. You are facing a steward's inquiry. So just make sure you're fireproof.
Definitely.
Stand on me.
Why the SP?
Doesn't do to make enemies. I might be working for you one day.
And if I'm working for you?
I don't forget, if that's what you mean.
It was a result and a half, Frank. But you should have told me you were holding Carmody. Now, don't you ever embarrass me like that again.
Sir?
No, you wouldn't have much to say, would you?
I was trying to protect Sun Hill CID from insinuations made against him.
Cobblers, Frank. You were trying to protect Frank Burnside.
All right, sir, I don't deny it. But I felt I had good cause. I mean, at least nobody else in this nick is going to have to suffer what I went through this morning. Sir.
Are you just lucky, Frank, or what?
Roach. My office. Someone telling tales made my life very difficult today.
Sir?
Stop it, Ted. It's only when you look clever you know sod all.
Sir?
It came from this office. Now, I'm in no hurry, but I'll find out who it was. Pass the word.
Right. Just one more time. What were you doing on the afternoon of the 17th of July, 1986?
I told you, I don't keep a diary. I could have been doing anything.
Like the Colchester Road job?
I've never even heard of it.
You left the country on the 18th.
Yeah? So what?
So what? Oh, come on, Frankie. It's a bit of a coincidence, don't you think?
I've got it. I've just remembered what I was doing on the 17th.
What?
Packing.
Oh, that's very funny. £1 million bullion job with your name written all over it, and you take the next flight to the Costa del Crime? Why the big hurry?
Listen, I don't like your tone. You answer this question. What's my NIB number? What's my CRO number? You can't tell me because I haven't got one, have I? I have no record. I'm an honest citizen convicted of no crime. And what's all this crap about a job with my name written all over it?
You know just what I mean. You're not exactly a popular man, are you? Everyone else does your dirty work, then they swing for you. Like Jerry Quinn, 1982.
He's a lying git.
He's doing 15 years, thanks to you. Tony O'Neill, 79. He's going to kill you when he gets out.
What are you dribbling on about?
You're running out of friends, Frankie boy. This time, it's your turn. I want to know why you left the country.
I needed a holiday.
Oh, 2 years? That's some holiday.
I've been working very hard.
Oh, yeah? What work?
I am a crust.
Yeah, I bet you do. Enough to keep you in your luxury villa in Spain for 2 years. What have you been living off?
Mind your own business.
It is my business.
I survive over there.
Yeah? Working?
Sure.
Doing what?
This and that.
You're lying.
Prove it.
I will.
Go ahead, then. And while you're at it, I want to see my brief. Now.
You'll see him in plenty of time.
Now, Mr.
I
Roach.
haven't finished yet.
When I'm finished with you, Sergeant, you'll be in big trouble. Very big trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having you for wrongful arrest and unlawful imprisonment.
And I'm having you for the Colchester Road job, okay?
Try it.
Try answering the questions.
Why don't you jack it in, Sergeant? You're getting very boring, and I want to see my brief.
You are not leaving this room until I get what I want. Why did you come back to this country?
You really want to know? Marks and Sparks underwear. Running short of the all essentials, wasn't I?
I don't want to know about your underwear.
Well, you'd better let me go then, because that's all you're getting, Sarge.
You are going to suffer for this.
Not half as much as you are.
Lock him up, Tosh.
Why don't you charge me?
Come on. In good time.
Charge me.
Listen, Toolbrain. When I want to charge you, I will.
You ain't got nothing, have you? Wait till my brief gets in. You're fried.
Get him out of here.
Come on, move it.
Interview concluded at 22:32.
I want my brief. I'm not some 16-year-old mother.
What are we going to do?
Think.
Shame a big catch like him showed up just when the governor's away.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I just thought he might...
What, that we can't do the job without him? Listen, just because Burnside's away sunning himself doesn't mean to say that the Hollis on Iles has got to grind to a halt. I don't need him to nail Baron, okay?
Yeah, sure. Hey, do you fancy a cuppa before we knock off? I'm parched.
God, didn't you ever think of anything else?
I know my rights. You can't keep me in here without charging me.
You're gonna suffer for this.
I'm innocent. You're gonna suffer for this.
Some of us are suffering already.
Oi! All right. Are you listening to me? Get my brief in.
Oh. 2 hours and nothing. Oh, crikey, look at that.
You have an account at the Oxfam shop, do you?
Eh?
Never mind. What about Ron Little? Any good?
He's okay. Reliable as snouts go. Didn't say anything new about Baron, though, except he was back in town. Well, he was right, wasn't he?
What's in it for him? Something wrong about all this.
You're sure Baron did Colchester Road, though, aren't you?
Oh, I'm sure about that, all right.
Yeah. Hi, Alec, you fancy a cup of tea?
Oh, no, thanks, Tosh.
Okay.
OK, Ted, I've got something to sort out.
What's that?
You know what I mean. You've got to get him to court with something a lot more impressive than you're giving me, and no later than 24 hours...
Come on,
But
Alec.
it's hardly the first time,
This is crazy. In the old days...
This
we
is
would
not the old days, is it? I'll tell you something else. Mum's got her beady eyes on you.
Come off it.
You know she has. And with all the other paper tears upstairs. She's got us all clock watching in there. It's all part of her new improvements. Look, I know about the old days. I was there, remember? We could have stretched it then for dead certain, not now.
More than your job is worth, eh?
Give him the goods by 2 o'clock tomorrow, and he's yours. I'll tell you something else. She doesn't want any more embarrassments out of you, and that's for sure.
Embarrassments?
You know what I'm talking about?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't. Do you think this is a fit-up?
I never said that. Look, it just looks a bit flimsy on paper. It won't stick. Ted, you're getting us a reputation down at the courts. Now, that's what she means by embarrassments, these blowouts.
We can get remand for further inquiries, no bother.
If you had more to go on, yeah, but you haven't got enough by a long way.
You think he's innocent, do you? Poor little victim of police harassment, in need of help and protection.
I mean, why is it always me, eh? Every time you bring in a dodgy body, it's always me that has to deal with it. I mean, I'm the one that gets the flak from all sides.
You know what your problem is, Alec? Turning into an old woman. If you're not careful, you'll end up as an inspector.
That's it, isn't it, eh? You've got another board coming up.
It's got nothing to do with
I knew
it.
there was something. I haven't seen you this charged up in months, and you think that Baron will swing it for you. Well, I'll tell you something for free. Bending the rules won't help.
Didn't do Frank Burnside any harm, did it? Got him a DI.
Oh, no, I'm about him, are you?
Look, I can do the job as well as he can, or anyone else. Maybe even better.
Don't make life difficult, Ted. Especially for me. Please. You've got until 2 o'clock tomorrow.
You know what's wrong with this place, Tosh? Nobody's interested in results anymore. Just paperwork. Well, I'm interested in results, but I'm not orthodox. I'm not a yes-man for the people upstairs. You want to get on? Forget the villains. Just don't make waves.
Have you finished with that bun?
Well, you were right to get some food in, even if most of it did end up in your tie. Now we can really get going.
What do you mean now?
When were you planning to start?
Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's 5 to 11.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to be home by now.
So was I, Tosh, so was I. That was before your snuff told us that Baron was back in town. Now we've got a lot of work on our hands.
Yeah, but I mean...
Do you know what Baron's nickname is? Teflon. That's because nothing ever sticks. He's made a very wealthy living on it, even. He's got away with it too many times. Do you know that he made about $1 million on that Colchester Road job alone? None of it recovered?
Yeah, I know.
So we've got until 2 o'clock to sort something out. We don't need to wrap everything up, just enough to get him through the courts. We can have him. No help from anyone, just us. Think about it.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Well, for a start, my oldest got flu.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure your wife will be able to cope with it.
Yeah.
Sounds as though she can cope with anything.
She can, but I promised her I'll be home.
She'll understand.
She's hardly seen me lately.
You're a CID officer. What does she expect? If you want a 9-to-5 job, you might as well pack this lot in right now, sunshine.
I just wish you'd have told me.
I didn't know, did I?
Okay, Dad?
Yeah.
All quiet?
I'll make it worth your while.
What do you mean?
Well, you're always telling me how hard up you are.
You mean overtime? I'm up to my limit, you know that, and so are you. Computer will spit it straight back at us.
Look, I'll fix it for you, no problem.
You tried that before.
I'll square it, all right? Look, you can go sick after 2 o'clock tomorrow. No, I can't say fairer than that, can I?
If only you'd have told me earlier.
You're going to let me down, aren't you?
I can't do it. It's got to be official and signed for.
Yeah, just like everything else. I may just as well let Baron go and kiss goodbye to my chances of becoming a DI. Oh, go on, go home. You'll be late for your boiled eggs and soldiers.
Don't stay too late, eh?
What have I got to go home for?
Tosh?
Yeah?
Here, well, I remember. Baron's brief's just been in. Look, take it from me. Drop it. You're not going to get anywhere with him. I mean, let Ted waste his time if he wants to. It's not going to make any difference. He's not going to make DI, is he? You got more sense, haven't you? Anything for quiet life, you, eh? See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see ya.
Hey! Hey! See what you do.
Hello, love, it's only me, yeah. No, there's nothing to worry about. It's just that I'm going to be a bit late, I think, yeah. Yes, I know, yeah. Is he any better? Of course I care. Look, I'm sorry, I don't know. Early morning, maybe. Look, what I thought we'd... Hello.
Forget something, did you?
No, I've sorted it out with the missus. I've come back to help you.
We want current addresses and contacts. We've got to tie these names together.
Couldn't you wait till morning?
Right, let's get this sorted out. We need to list all the Colchester Road suspects and all their known associates. Then all Frank Barron's known associates and then find the link.
Baron knows everybody.
So all we need is one person to help us find the goods. Just one name, Tosh, my old son, and then Frank Robert Barron is ours. We've got 14 hours to nail him. Let's get on with it. Now we're getting someplace. Look at this. Tosh.
What? Yeah, right. What was it you said?
You were asleep.
No, I was thinking.
You were... Oh, never mind. Look at this. What do you reckon?
Looks like Spaghetti Junction.
Now, let's get rid of the ones we don't need. There's Graham McLaughlin. He was never close to Barron. There's Sammy Ford. He's too stupid to help anyone. There's Cheryl Maynard, an ex-girlfriend.
Well, she'd shop him, wouldn't she?
No, let's cross her off as well. They split up before Colchester Road. That leaves us with Dave Cohen's, Billy Bradshaw, and my favourite, Paul Halloran.
Looks like it.
Okay.
Is that it, then?
Yep. Now let's go knock on some doors.
But
have thought that was it.
Wrong. This is just the beginning. The night is young.
I don't think it's a good idea to knock on people's doors at 1 o'clock in the morning.
They're more likely to be in. It'll make things much easier.
Not without a warrant.
Look, I don't want to arrest them. I just want to have a little chat.
What, at 1 o'clock in the morning?
It'll be 2 o'clock in the morning if you keep faffing around. What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Do you want to see Baron banged up or not?
Yes, of course I do.
I want Baron. I've always wanted Baron. And it won't do me any harm a couple of weeks before my promotion board. Now, let's get it over with. Paul Halloran's our man around the mushroom. Left again at this junction.
What makes you so sure is the lead?
Oh, intuition. The detective's greatest weapon. Halloran's always had an on-off relationship with Baron. We know that they're pals, but we also know that they argue. 2 years ago, Halloran bought a half share in a nightclub.
What, after the Colchester Road job?
That's right. And the nightclub's where we'll find him, especially at 1 o'clock in the morning. Very swish, eh?
Yeah.
Smart boy, Halloran. He doesn't dribble down his tie. I'll tell you, if you weren't a cop, you'd never get in this place.
Oh, not very much.
Can't come in here without a tie.
I told you. It's all right, he's with me.
You remember?
No.
Get lost then and take your fat friend with you.
Now, that is no way to speak to a police officer.
That's what you think. You vice squad?
No, but thanks for the tip.
What do you want then?
I want to see Paul Halloran.
Mr. Halloran. Did he call you here?
No.
Oh, well, then he's probably busy. Can't you make an appointment like anyone else?
Listen, don't mess me about, pal. This is a friendly visit. All I want is a chat. But if your Mr. Halloran is too busy to see me, I may have to come back sometime later with the Vice Squad, okay?
Well, I'll see if he's around.
You're too kind.
Mr. Betting he's got form.
Yeah, but he's probably good to his mother.
Is the tie all right?
Yeah. You've got 5 minutes. This way. Possibly straight there.
Well. What a gathering. Paul Halloran, Mickey Rowland, and Jelly Jones. How's it going, Mickey?
I'm all right.
This looks like a meeting of old lags anonymous. What brings you scumbags together? Don't tell me. It's a whist drive. He's cheating.
Yeah, we know that.
Long time no see, Teddy boy. Still knocking round the east? I thought you'd been up behind a big plush desk at the yard by now. What do you want?
Well, I wouldn't mind a scotch if you're offering. None of that Nats that you serve downstairs.
Barry, nice glass of malt from Mr. Roach. Anything for you, Tubbs?
Well, I wouldn't mind
No, nothing for my colleague. He's driving.
So what you after?
Just a little information. Nothing too painful.
What about?
The Colchester Road job, 1986. Cheers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, where have I heard that before? Frankie Barron. You know about him, don't you?
I know the name.
I should hope so. You've been going round with him for the last 15 years.
So?
So I want the link. Barron and Colchester Road. Because if you don't give me the goods, my colleague here is going to take his shoes off. And believe me, you're better off talking.
And what's in it for me?
My eternal gratitude. And immunity, of course, if you testify. I got Barron banged up. All I need is the information.
Yes, I heard.
But how long's he banged up for?
Who knows? He might be out later on today.
So, you want the goods? Well, I can't help you. But I know a man who can. Charlie Robinson, 5 Boulder Street, Canning Town.
Canning Town?
What's the link?
He helped Baron launder the money, didn't he? It's all unrecovered. Well, Charlie Robinson's the reason. He's very big, make no mistake. And he's legit. So you haul him in, and he'll squeal like a stuck pig just to keep his name clean.
Do what I say, no problem.
Canning Town, that's miles off our patch.
We're only visiting.
It's got to be 40 minutes away at least, even with clear roads. Are you sure it's worth it?
Listen, Halloran may be a villain, but he wouldn't cross me. Robinson's our man. I feel it in my bones. Turn right there.
We turned right here last time.
Oh, rubbish. We haven't been down here before.
Yes, we have. Twice already. This is the 3rd time.
All right, then you navigate.
How do you expect me to navigate and drive at the same time?
I have no idea.
Here, give me the map.
Right. Boulder Street. Yeah. Turn left.
Show me.
There.
All right, you win. Smart ass.
What number is it?
5, is that it?
Oh, yeah, but...
Come on, let's go.
Looks a bit dodgy to me.
No, it isn't. Perfect cover, legitimate business. I mean, who would think of chasing laundered money to... The bastard.
It's all locked up!
We've been had. Let's get back to Sunhill. Baron and Halloran are in this together. I'm gonna beat it out of them. Sod the rule book.
Hey, what's all this then?
What are you doing?
Just let me find out what's going on.
What for?
Hey, lads. What's happened here?
A woman across the street reported a break-in. Says she saw 3 men carrying a load of boxes away. But the woman in here denies it.
Yeah, she said she's just a nosy old bat and blind with it.
Who lives here?
It's a Miss Maynard.
Miss Cheryl Maynard.
How'd you know that?
Intuition. The detective's greatest weapon.
Mind if we come in?
Yes.
Just a few routine questions.
It's a mistake. I've told the other lot.
Ah, yes, but we're detectives. It's different. Just 5 minutes.
It better be.
We all need our beauty sleep.
Some more than others.
That's very good. We've met before.
I wouldn't remember.
I knew your boyfriend,
Which boyfriend?
Frankie Barron.
He was ages ago. He must have been young then. No wonder I don't remember.
You seen him lately?
Haven't seen him for years.
You fancy free then, are you?
Depends who's asking.
Mind if I look through here?
Yes, I do.
Cheers, Tom.
Now look.
So what's all this about men taking boxes away?
Some friends left some stuff with me. Came to collect it, that's all.
How long ago was this?
Dunno, half an hour?
Half an hour. So your friends came to collect their possessions at 3 o'clock in the morning. Bit impetuous, wouldn't you say?
Didn't want the wheels clamped.
Oh, come on, Cheryl.
All right. They're going abroad. Catching a night ferry, OK? Your 5 minutes is up. And where's your mate?
Well, you've been very helpful. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes, thanks very much, Miss Maynard. You're right. No sign of anything. Come on, Sarge, we must get back.
Shall we let ourselves out? Well, it's just a coincidence then. For once in our life, Charles seems to be telling the truth.
I don't think so.
Oi, I want to go back to the Nick.
No, we're going to have a little chat with my snout, Ron Little.
What?
She was lying. You know that smell in the house? Burnt metal. I know it anywhere. It was coming from the cellar.
So she'd put the kettle on with no water in it.
No, she'd been oxyacetylene. A very professional job, too. That basement was like Fort Knox.
So something was pinched.
Oh, yeah. Probably a great deal more than you or I earned in a lifetime. Overtime included.
Where does Ron Little come into it?
Well, I think he's going to be able to tell us who broke in, who set us up, and why.
How do you know?
Intuition.
Come on. We haven't got all night.
Ron.
Look, all I know is that Halloran wanted Barron out of the way.
He told you that?
Now, all he told me was to pass the tip on to you. He said you'd be grateful, but it was obvious why.
Oh, yeah?
Look, everybody knows that Barron's got a stash somewhere in the town. It's like Treasure Island. Halloran knew it. All he was waiting for was Barron to be spotted coming to top up his funds, and bingo! He used you to get Barron out of the way while he copped the lot.
So why didn't you tell me this in the first place?
Well, Halloran came to me because he knows I'm a snout. He knew I'd get the information back to you and that you trusted me. If anything messed up this job, I'd be dog food.
You've let me down, Ron.
This looks like the end of a beautiful friendship.
What could you say? I'd like to report a break-in. 3 men have robbed me of gold bullion, jewellery, uncut stones and used banknotes. Approximate value of £2 million.
What's the bet in the words insured?
We've lost him, haven't we? We'll have to let him go.
Yep.
You know what? There's one consolation in all this, and I am going to make the most of it. I'm really sorry. It looks as though there's been a terrible mix-up. I can't tell you how awful it feels. It must have been hell for you.
You're letting me go?
Well, yes, of course. What else can I do? You're an innocent man. All I can do is offer you my sincerest apologies and those of my colleagues here at Sunhill.
Yes, all of us. Sir?
Yeah, right. And I only hope that it will never happen again. So, you won't be charging me with wrongful arrest or unlawful imprisonment?
Well, I was thinking about it, but as you've seen the light, I suppose I could let you get away with it just this once.
Sign it, please.
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. Talking about getting away with things, I think I'd better tell you that a former girlfriend of yours was broken into last night.
Who are you talking about?
A very charming girl called Cheryl Maynard. But it's okay, she said nothing was taken. But the cellar looked very empty. In fact, there was nothing in there at all.